hola, hola, greetings, greetings. Hola, hola, مرحبا. كيف حالك؟ كيف حالك? That's how are you in Arabic. How is everybody today on this wonderful, wonderful, terrific, terrific Wednesday, the 10th of June, 2026? Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're all well. I hope you are safe. I hope you are hydrated. And I say that from the heart at all times. And I always, most times sometimes I have not opened with that, but I say that because so many people are struggling and suffering, and many people are no longer here with us today. Many people did not open their eyes. So always be thankful. Whoever your God of your understanding is, it can be, your God can be a rock, your God can be a frog, your God can be a tree. Try to wait for a few people. Come on. Oh God, here we go. Do you know that the lack of knowledge and information across this nation has caused consternation? That all rhymes. The lack of knowledge and information across our nation has caused consternation. People have no clue. People have zero clue. People are so ignorant to actual factual events that they are so misled, so misguided, that this is why this country is in the cesspool that we're in. People do not dig any deeper than what their nose is. What they see, they think, oh, that's what it is. Oh. Right. Not at all. But um, today, at this time, I was supposed to give an a visual audio recording of my life stories, life events, so forth and so on. And I canceled the contract. I canceled the contract because the production company, let me back this up. Anyone about to sign any kind of contract and that is presented to you and they tell you you have X amount of days to sign it, do not sign anything. Never sign your name. Read the fine print. Read the fine print like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. Had I have proceeded with this, my story would then become the owner, they would become the owner of my story. Okay? Not happening. Zero, zip, nada. Okay? Not happening. Not happening. Before you sign your name to anything, as far as any contractual work, where anything that you say is going to be broadcast across this entire globe, make sure you know what you are signing. Take the time and read. Take the time and read. Had I have signed that, they would have had the rights to my story for 70 years. Now, I'm 66. God willing, I'll hit whatever God's plan is for me. But obviously, in 70 years, I'm not going to be here. All right? Be very aware, people. Stop looking at the glitz. Stop looking at the shiny shit and what's sparkling. Make a conscious, aware decision. Make a conscious, aware decision of things that you're doing. It's because of how I grew up and how I was raised to be a hard ass, and I thank my mother every day. May you rest in peace, Mom. I know you're always with me. You're with all of us. Don't ever take shit from people. Don't ever go by what somebody's telling you unless you know all the facts. Remember that. All right? Remember that. So, but on a lighter note, I just wanted to say that I may have missed out on my final opportunity for romance when that 89-year-old man, the 89-year-old man at the doctor's office said, "Hey, honey, you got a boyfriend?" Huh? And I'm like, this is right after my husband died. And I'm like, my head was so freaking in the clouds for a number of years. Huh? Hey, honey, you got a boyfriend? You got a husband? And I'm like, he was so loud because he was deaf. And I was, oh no, I'm recently widowed. Hey, honey, I can take care of you. I own property, I own houses. I'll take good care of you. Well, that was it. That was my last chance. I can't make this up. Everything I say and speak upon is 1,000% true. I don't ever come on here and talk about anything that's non-true, not true. That was it. I could have, could you imagine? I could have been wheeling him around and then depositing those. Okay, but in all seriously, in all honesty, for seniors that are out here, anyone who has senior elderly parents, check in on them, make sure that they're okay, because you got a lot of DBs out here that they see elderly people and then, to their sorry sack of shit assholes that they are, they're looking for a dollar sign. They're looking for a dollar sign, okay? So, I mean, like I said the other day, Sunday, these two little shitheads come knocking on my, one guy knocking, what the fuck do you do? What do you want? I don't open my door. And no, I'm not nice. What do you want? You need power wash. I said, nope, keep it moving. Well, I got their photos, okay? And then, you see, nowadays, it's called geomapping, people. It's called geomapping. Your images are online, your photos. So if you ever think in today's day and age, you're going to knock on somebody's door and they're not going to find out who you are, you better really check yourself and think again. Check yourself and think again. So public service announcement, New York State, Governor Kathy Genocide Hochul, start making PSAs to alert seniors, to alert everyone, seniors in particular, do not open up your door. Do not open up your door. The scams are high and they're running wild, all right? They're running wild. This is the world we live in, people. This is the world we live in. We have scams that are... And another thing, if you don't know a phone number, do not answer the phone. If someone calls your number, you do not recognize it, do not answer the phone. Because what they're doing now, when you pick up hello, they get to AI, they can get, try to track you. Now, I have some person that was using my email address, right? They got reported. And yeah, the scams are out here. Hi, thank you. The scams are out here, and they're big. But you gotta make sure you're on top of your business. Stay on top of your business. But other than that, how is everybody doing today? We are totally getting we're getting slammed. I said that gas is going to be $6 this summer. Well, we are approaching the summer season. The vernal equinox is what day? Let's see. Yeah. So after the vernal equinox, then every day thereafter we lose a minute of daylight. Let's see, summer solstice, sorry, not the vernal equinox, summer solstice day. Yep. It's actually June 21st at 0424 a.m. hours Eastern Daylight Time. So now from that point on, then we lose 1 minute of daylight, and then the clock just continues and it continues. But so now what we have going on now with this illegal war in Iran, and now that they are continuing, and now there's a ceasefire, but now going into Lebanon, and now the Kushners, because Ivanka discovered it while on an exotic vacation. She thinks she's Christopher Columbus, this broad. Yeah, she didn't discover Jack Diddle. Okay, that's all part of the Greater Israel plan, people. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But Albania is not sitting still for that. They're not. They're not. And well, this is now going to escalate to the highest level, because what's happening is, once again, I'll say it. You'll never pass the sun. You're never going to pass the sun. So all this carnage that's happening, all this genocide that's happening, all with the pretense of Hamas, Hezbollah, people who believe this, you're so dumb and so ignorant. You have zero knowledge about true facts. You have zero knowledge. You're going by what they're saying from the White House. You want to believe this White House? You want to believe our government? Yeah. Keep believing our government. Keep believing our government. Zero clue. You people have zero freaking clue about what's happening. We are going to continue to get slammed. Our economy is going to continue to tank. Okay? And Donald J. Trump, I pray that your soul has 1 ounce of decency. I pray that your soul has 1 ounce of decency, because maybe you can, as the world leader, do something to stop what you started. You have placed us into a hopper of constant war, constant unaliving of people over and over again. Now, you're supposed to be a real big tough guy, right, Donald Trump? You're supposed to be the man's man, right? You know? No, they have you like a puppet. They have you like a little puppeteer. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. And they got your family the same way. Your family, they're all little puppets now. So now, the audience, the people, the citizenry of the world, we're watching the show. We see what's going on. And what is going to be happening is that one day a week, every single day, every month, every week, there's going to be no shopping. So now, not only have you depleted whatever people had, reserves that people had, bankruptcies, the bankruptcy levels are going high. Foreclosures are going high. People that were considering selling their homes or properties, they're canceling contracts because they're not going to lose money. They're not going to lose money. You know what? People are not doing any ventures as far as finances go, other than what they've already had existent going on. So we can thank who? We can thank who? And the Democrats, you're no better. You're no freaking better. Any politician that accepts money from a foreign nation, you need to join that foreign nation, line up with them, join your APAC country club, and stay there. You'll have enough money, you'll have enough property that you've acquired illegally, all right? And the government bodies sit along and they co-sign with it. You know why? Because they're all getting a piece of the frickin' pie. They're all getting a piece of the pie. And if you don't think so, you people are really, really like, there are no brain cells left. There are none. There are none. Unreal. Unfrickin' real. Nobody. Nobody. Mm-mm-mm. Nobody. This lady's trying to send me. Nope. 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 Excuse me one moment, please. I have to send an email. Because they're trying to cajole me into telling my life story so that they'll have the rights. Oh no, baby, you ain't getting the rights to my story. Hold on one second. Hold up! Hold up! Wait a minute! Back it up! Oh, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I'm just sending a quick email. I should play my background music, my songs that I wrote. My uncle, $50 million to Gaza for condoms. My uncle. Oh, God. People, remember, never sign your name to no contract. Never sign your name to no contract without duly reading the fine print. Learn about shepherdizing. Learn about shepherdizing. That's when you shepherdize a case, you find case law. You read a contract, you read all the fine print. All the fine print, because otherwise these bitches will own you. You understand? These bitches will own you. Nobody, when I tell you, has the right to anybody's story but you as the individual. That's number one. That's right. You can say I'm a hard ass. Yes, I am. You better believe it. My mother taught me early on, you don't take no shit from nobody. You do not ever take no shit from nobody. Oh my God, I got a squirrel. The squirrel's on my tree. There's nuts. They're looking for the nuts. The squirrels are looking for the nuts. But anyway, other than that, I hope everybody's having a great day. This is my Yankee letter. This is from the Goodwill. I bought this from the Goodwill. That's right. Because all extra money, right to the mortgage, right to the interest. Pay the mortgage, pay off your notes, pay off your bills. Don't keep acquiring shit that's gonna be ornamental in your closet, or where you think you gotta have a big ass and walk around. I got a Birkin bag. It cost me $25,000 because I'm a big shit, and I wipe my ass with toilet paper like everybody else. Yeah, people. Reality, reality, reality. Reality on, oh shit, what's next? This is how life works. Mm-mm. But other than that, is everybody aware what's happening in the Atlantic Ocean? We're going to have some very, very inclement weather. And do y'all remember Hurricane Sandy? Okay, well, when Hurricane Sandy came and caused all the destruction that it did, Mother Nature, don't mess with Mother Nature, and remember you're never going to pass the sun. Two things to keep always in the front of your brainstem. Um, well, prior to Hurricane Sandy, the butterflies in Africa were causing excessive fluctuation in the climate. So now, if you're a science person and you research and you understand these things, all this stuff is connected. Now, there was just a major, major earthquake that just happened. Was it the Philippines? And all these shifts in the tectonic plate, with all the garbage that we're consuming and all this AI shit, how much more have your utility bills gone up, everybody? Every time you use AI, think of it this way. Think of AI as the AI is the sponge, right? You place the sponge into the water, and what does it do? It's going to evaporate. It's going to take everything out. That's what AI is doing to our resources. Everyone's utility bills have increased, and they're going to continue to increase. Food products, everything has gone up. Packaging has decreased. Why? Because they have to maintain their profit margins. Why? Because that's how a business runs, right? Common sense, right? You buy something, I go ahead and I say, well, I'm going to sell bandanas like this. So I go and I buy them. I pay what, $2 a piece, or maybe $1.50 a piece. I go ahead and I sell them for 15. Well, that's going to cover my costs, my expenses, and whatever I need to keep a business running. So this is where we're at, people. This is where we're at. I don't know. Like, if people are people finally, are you waking up yet? Are people waking up yet? I really hope you are. I hope you are. Because we are in well, we're screwed. We're screwed, you know? And you could think not, but no, we are. But other than that, everything else is fine and dandy. Always remember, never sign a contract without reading all the fine print. And if a contract is presented to you and you're told to sign it and get back to them ASAP, you tell them, I'll have my lawyer get back to you ASAP. Or you become your own lawyer. Start to sit down and read. Take the time to read what's involved in this contract so that you don't get screwed over. Okay? Because you're just there is no value in humanity. There's no value in people when it comes to corporate greed, as you can all see, right? Do you all see that? Are people finally waking up? Has the light bulb gone off yet? But other than that, everything else is funky. I mean, hunky-dory, not funky. Everything is hunky-dory. That's definitely. Yeah, the weather. Let's see. Um, in the Atlantic Ocean, yeah. This is what it is. I have to post it on here. Hold on 1 second. AMOC, Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. Meridional is the line. It's the meridian line that we have across the globe. See, I'm a geek, and I've always like been into all this stuff. You know, where people were like worrying about like bullshit. I was into like some real stuff. Like, I'm such a nerd. I'm happy I've been a nerd. Okay, here's what's happening. The AMOC is effectively a giant ocean conveyor belt. Think of the conveyor belts when you go, okay, anybody who's worked in the markets, anybody who's worked in any type of food production, or even a restaurant, the conveyor belt, right? On a conveyor belt, you got the plates coming. Like when I used to work in restaurants, the plates would come out of the dishwasher, we'd stack them, we'd put them up, and then we'd serve. Okay. The AMOC is effectively a giant ocean conveyor belt. It pulls warm sun-heated surface water from the tropics up to the North Atlantic, including the Gulf Stream. As the water reaches the chilly regions near Greenland, it releases heat into the atmosphere, which helps keep Western Europe mild. Upon cooling, the water becomes salty and denser, sinking deep into the ocean traveling. Why is it collapsing? Why is it collapsing? The engine driving this circulation relies entirely on the density of the water. Global heating is disrupting this process in two major ways. Melting ice. Rapid melting of the Greenland ice sheet dumps massive amounts of fresh water into the Northern Atlantic. Warming waters, rising air temperatures prevent the water in the far north from cooling down as effectively as it should. Because fresh water is lighter and warmer, water is less dense, the surface water is no longer heavy enough to sink. Because fresh water is lighter and warmer water is less dense, the surface water is no longer heavy enough to sink. This stalls the pump, causing the entire current to slow down and inch dangerously closer to an irreversible tipping point. Are y'all aware of what this means? Are y'all aware what this means to the globe, to food sources, to produce? Okay? So remember that every time you decide to use AI for your creativity, because you get a tune in your head, you have a poem that you can say, wow, I can make this a hit. Do a mixer. Do it on your own. Stop using AI, people. Stop using AI. Accelerated sea level rise. A stalling current causes water to pile up along coastlines, adding up to 50, 100 centimeters. 50 to 100 centimeters is 20 to 40 inches, okay? The calculation from centimeters to inches there's a formula for it. So 50 centimeters is equivalent to 20 inches. So it's basically like 1/3 of that number. Shifted rain belts. Millions of people in South America, Africa, and Asia rely on the tropical rain belts for agriculture. An AMOC collapse would shift these belts, potentially causing widespread droughts and famine. Yeah, people. Start to wake up. Start to wake up. If you don't have to drive, don't drive. You know, start conserving your gasoline. You have appliances, you have stuff plugged in your home that you're not using, unplug it. When you need to use it, plug it in. And for all dog owners, hold on, I'm going to show you something. This right here. These are incontinence pads. You can order them online. You can buy them in a supply store. If you have dogs, instead of buying the disposable wee-wee pads, you can take these, clean up their mess, their poop-poops, soak this in the tub with bleach and dish detergent or laundry detergent, just rinse it out, and you save money. You save money. Understand? It's about saving money and conserving. Because those plastic things that you're buying, you know, I used to buy them by the case, right? And then I saw the pads. I was like, okay, well, you know what? I ain't wasting my money on that shit no more. And, well, now this is a large one, and I cut it into 4 because I have the 2 small dogs. But, you can buy, you get what did I get? A dozen? Or did I get 6 of them? Half a dozen? Yeah, I think I got 6 in the pack. And, yeah. Start to think and start saving your money. Stop wasting on shit that you don't need. Wants and needs. I wanted to be 5'9", and I wanted to have hazel eyes like my brother, and sandy blonde hair like he had. But God made me the way God made me. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, people, we're in for it. We are in for it. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, another thing, from your laundry, from your dryer, this right here, this is the lint. If it ever comes down to it, there's no electricity. There's no way to pump water or use your toilet bowls. Be prepared. Be prepared. When I tell you be prepared, because we are now in a predicament that is so unstable that we are going to get slammed every which way from Sunday, and it's going to keep happening. Mark my words. If you watch my videos, I have been saying something big is coming. There's going to be a lot happening. Because I have the third eye, and I can see what people don't see. You understand? I predicted September 11th. I had an awake vision of that. And I wrote it down. It was where I saw in my vision people engulfed, running, cars engulfed, people screaming, total mayhem, all right? And above me, I saw the Sacred Heart of Jesus, right? And I was like, wow, something big's happening, something big is coming, something big is coming. During that time, I had just gotten back together with my ex-husband and the fireman, and I told him, and I said, Peter, something big is coming. God put us back together because one of us are leaving. One of us are going to be leaving soon. I tell this story in my head, I get goosebumps. And he said, Patty, I felt the same way. Something's coming. Something big is coming. Yep. I'm telling you. Yes. In wax. Yep. In wax. And you can also, well, alcohol. Alcohol will also keep them going. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I mean, for us spiritual beings that are gifted, that we have the insight, that we see, people think we're like You know, they think we're like, not at all, not at all. You know, I'll tell you another story. This is back in 1994. I don't know who's ever watching from New York, but the Long Island Railroad back in 1994, there was an incident um, where I saw in my mind's eye, I saw commotion, I saw poo-poo, and I saw people getting attacked. The next morning, 2 days after that, there was an incident on the Long Island Railroad. This guy named Colin Ferguson, he was the alleged perpetrator. And it came to me, it came to me. The same way with my husband, who's deceased, my husband Mark. I had a vision, I was having visions of him being in some lady's apartment with one of his coworkers, a long corridor, an apartment in the Bronx, and to ask him anything, it was, you know, you were never going to get the truth. So, yeah, okay, whatever you say, okay, right, all right, whatever you say, husband, okay. I won't ask no questions, you know. Ladies, remember, never disagree with your husband. Never disagree with... Anyway, after he passed, one of the guys he worked with was telling me how they would go, that he was at his house. I said, do you live in an apartment? Yeah, how do you know? Do you have a hallway to walk through? Is it kind of long? He was like, woman, how do you know this? Okay, so I saw that. So, for us spiritual beings that we see stuff, the probability of it happening is very, very high. Understand? It's very, very high. And for those of you who don't believe, well, you can continue not to believe, all right? But, yeah, everybody, I cannot emphasize it enough. Stock up on what you need. Stock up on what you need. Stock up on your toilet paper. Stock up on your sanitary needs. Start buying in bulk. Start buying in bulk so that you don't have to go and buy. You buy in bulk, then you have it. Stock up on everything you need for 1 year's worth. I'm telling you. Because we're going to get slammed. We are going to get slammed 1,000%. We are going to 100%. Other than that, I hope my little stories of actual facts and comedy and humor about my last chance for love with the 89-year-old. Now, if I was a con artist type of bitch, a scheming con woman to try to say, oh yeah, cha-ching, bitches like that would have been right on that old man. Oh yeah? You want me to wheel you around in your wheelchair? Yeah, sign the checks. Look out for your family. Look out for elderly. Okay? Look out for your elderly family and even your family. They don't have to be elderly. Start working together with people. Start working together with people. Stop having contention over bullshit. Because this is what this society wants. This is what this society wants. They want people to continue to battle. Continue to battle. Oh, you know, another thing I'm going to say. You see all the poo-poos that are found and all the poo-poos that are involved with these incidences that, you know, where crimes occur and people are poo-pooed, people are unalived, people are doing harry-carry to themselves, okay? Those pieces, they're coming up from down south, they're coming from Tennessee, they're coming from all over. And they're this stuff is planted for access to communities so that these incidents can occur. Because I can tell you right now, I can go anywhere USA and I can go pick up something illegal. All right. I can go anywhere USA and get something illegal. You know why? Because it's accessible and they know it. The same thing with the rugs. The rugs that are here, they're planted here. They're planted here. You know? How do you keep a municipality? How do you keep law enforcement with their jobs? Think about that. Really. Think about that, people. You know, and if you see something, say something. And again, I'll say it for the young women, for women, put your gosh darn freaking clothes on when you're out in the streets. Put your gosh darn clothes on when you're in front of a camera. See, I have my skin out. This is as much skin as I'm going to show. I don't have to show my anatomy to get views. I do not really GAF, okay? That about views. And the people who do, knock yourself out. But when, you know, you shortchange yourself because you think that, you know, this is what you have to do. Who's making the money? Who's making the money? These apps are making the money. And another thing, I'll say this to our, I don't know if this man listens, maybe he does, I don't know, because a lot of things that this guy's talking about is stuff that I've said. Health and Human Services, how you doing? Create a healthy America, because it was never Maha. I don't know where you came up with that slogan, Mr. Kennedy, but it was never Maha, okay? It was Kaka, not Maha. Vapes that are with butane. Do you know what those vapes are doing to the esophageal lining and the sinus cavity? Do you know what they're doing? They're increasing patients' illnesses. People are getting sick and sick and sick. And who's making the money? Who's making the money? The insurance companies, the producers of these vapes, okay? Put a ban on that. Put a ban on that with butane. They want to continue to make them, the vapes or the tobacco, or with yerba, the Mary Jane, MCT oil, Mr. Kennedy, not butane, not butane. Because these products are killing people, and they're making people very, very ill. And it's all eugenics, people. It's all freaking eugenics. Yep. Anyway, I'll be back. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated. Always do the right thing. Like you're being watched because, well, we all are. Till next time. Bye-bye. Have a good one.